Santana Podcast Network. This is the Lifestyle Live Podcast.
Faces you know and a team you can trust. Stories that form your heart. Lifestyle Live. Lifestyle Live. Lifestyle Live.
The Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra continues a blockbuster 2024-25 season this fall, featuring the ISO's newly announced principal guest conductor of pops, Enrico Lopez-Yañez, with the all-new La Vida Loca Latin pops hits of the 1990s and 2000s. It is going to be an absolute dance fest and a whole lot of fun. And he joins us now to talk about it more. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it, Maestro.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
You and I were talking. You've been working with the Symphony Orchestra for several years now. How much fun is it for you to come back here to Indianapolis each and every year and work with them? And because they're so talented, it's like insane how good they are.
You're absolutely right. It's such a good orchestra. They play at such a high level, and they put on such a variety of musical acts and performances and genres. So it's really fun. Just the variety of music we get to make and the kinds of guest artists, but also thematic shows that we bring in. It's a really fun place to work.
This show, La Vida Loca, is going to celebrate artists we all know and love: Enrique Iglesias, Gloria Estefan, Santana, Ricky. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. How much fun is it for you to get to work with this and use this catalog of music to really create something?
Yeah, I mean, this is stuff that was so nostalgic for me from my childhood and so iconic, especially, my family's from Mexico. And so hearing this music was such a big, impactful thing in the 90s and early 2000s. And now to get to work on not only performing it live, but also actually making a bunch of the arrangements myself, makes it really fun to bring this stuff to life in a whole new sonic environment, because, these artists weren't performing with a full symphony orchestra. So now you get to hear those loved songs in a brand new way.
I'm going to get super cliche on you here. Are we going to get to hear Hero?
Yes.
Okay. Because
absolutely.
Even when you hear that song now, like, you can hear some of the orchestra in that, right? Like cymbals and things like that just kind of carry that song. And the Spanish version is insane as is anyway.
Yeah. So spoiler alert, we're actually mashing up. You'll get both the English and Spanish in one.
That's awesome.
We're going to turn Hero into a little sort of like duet, because it just feels like such a love song to me that I was like, why don't we just put both of our cast members on it and make it something completely different? So it'll be Hero with a nice international twist.
It's amazing, though, because when you look at just some of these artists that I mentioned, their discography is massive, and some of it more well known here in the U.S., but a lot of it known very much so in Latin America. How do you balance that in building a show that is going to carry some of that romantic music that obviously we know and love, but also the upbeat stuff, and really finding a groove in that? Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard to narrow down, hundreds and hundreds of songs, like you mentioned, to this small catalog. There are several things that we'll do, like some medleys, like an iconic person like Ricky Martin. We couldn't just put one of his songs in. So you'll get things like La Vida Loca, of course, but some of his, the World Cup theme song, The Cup of Life, we'll do She Bangs, and a couple all mixed in together. Same thing with people like Carlos Santana, who just had so many hits. We wanted to include also some of the sort of Latin influences that developed into the 90s sensation. So we have a whole medley of Celia Cruz, who's one of the big sort of salsa iconic artists from Cuba that came over to the United States. And of course, things that then developed later on. So there's an orchestral feature in the program of the song Despacito, which of course became an even bigger sensation when Luis Fonsi partnered with Justin Bieber. So we have some outskirts, not just 90s, 2000s, a little bit of stretch on both ends.
It's a little bit different, though, than a lot of ISO performances, because there is so much movement and fun, and your feet just immediately want to start tapping and your hips start moving. Yeah. Is that fun for you, though, to get to see the crowd really get into it rather than sit and take it in? They're also in that celebration.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the goals in any of the shows that I do, is making it more interactive than what you might expect when you think a symphony concert. I mean, this is all about dancing, singing along, having a good time. One of the songs on this show, of course, is the Macarena, which, I mean, how could you not want to stand up and do the moves with it? So we try to encourage that and just kind of change people's perceptions of what it is you come to expect when you go to a symphony concert.
Obvious question here, probably, but fun for all ages, right?
Absolutely. This is a family event for sure. Anyone of any age.
We are so excited for you to get here and put this on. It's going to be so much fun. I think it's just going to be an absolute insane show, and people are going to be dancing all throughout. the performances. The first one at Hilbert Circle Theater, downtown Indianapolis. That's going to be Friday, November 8th at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. So you got 2 shows there. And then Saturday, November 9th at 7 p.m. You're going to be exhausted by Sunday, my friend. That's going to be insane.
My feet will definitely be tired. That's for sure.
It is going to be so much fun. We'll have all the information over on our website, lifestylelive.tv, so that you guys can get over there and get your tickets as well. Thank you so much, Enrico. We appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Lifestyle Live. Lifestyle Live.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Lifestyle Live Podcast. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And connect for even more on Facebook and at lifestylelive.tv.
Faces you know and a team you can trust.